Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got another shoe comparison video for you today. We're gonna be looking at the Nike Air Zoom Alphafly Next % shoe. We're gonna compare that to Nike's even newer Nike Air Zoom Tempo Next % shoe. We're gonna put these up side by side to see which one checks out best and meets the needs for what you're looking for when it comes to your running goals. So let's go ahead and let's get right into it. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love for you to stay up to date with all future content. So again, for this video, I want to compare these two new shoes that Nike's released over the past 6 months to a year. I think it's important because both have brought a lot of hype around them, and it's important to know which one you're going to buy, especially depending on what kind of runner you are. So we're going to just take a look from top to bottom between the two of these to see which one that you're going to get more bang for your buck on. So let's go ahead and start with the main thing with both of these shoes, and that's price point. So let's first take a look at the Alphafly Next % shoe. So when it comes to this shoe specifically, we're looking at a price point of $275. That is US dollars. Obviously, it's probably one of the most priciest running shoes that Nike has come out with in recent years. So far, I believe this is the most expensive. We'll see what comes out in the future. We're looking at $275 for this shoe. Now, when it comes to the Tempo Next % shoe, we're looking at a lot better price point, but this is going to be $200 US for the Tempo Next % shoe. Next, I want us to compare one of the things that sticks out to me is just the upper body of the shoe right here. So when it comes to the Alphafly Next % shoe, it's got Nike's newest technology that's called Atom Knit. Atom Knit is a little bit thicker, it's a tad bit heavier, but it's a whole lot more breathable, and it's supposed to help when it comes to moisture. If your shoe gets wet for whatever reason, whether it's rain, sweat, or liquids from a race that you're running. When it comes to the Tempo Next % shoe, we are just looking at Nike's breathable mesh. When it comes to this, a little bit different than the Alphafly Next % shoe, but it does still feel great. It's lightweight, it's breathable, and it does have a little bit of stretch to it. Next thing I want us to get into is what we have going on here when it comes to the heel of the shoe. Obviously, with the Alphafly Next % shoe, this sticks out at you right away. And this is because this has Nike's new Air Zoom X technology. So it's got a lot of cushion. It's very thick, as you can see. It's supposed to help create a little bit more cushion and softer glide for the runner. And when it comes to the Tempo Next % shoe, we have a little bit of Zoom X, but we also have the React foam. So it's not going to be as cushiony as the Alphafly Next % shoe, but it does still give some cushion. But in my experience, I have noticed that it is a little bit firmer, and so it gives you a little bit more response. Now, a few other things in the shoe that you can't necessarily see. One of the big things is the Alphafly Next % shoe does have what's called a fly plate in it. See if I can get that to focus. So this is going to be a plate that actually goes from beginning to end with the shoe. And this is the hidden technology that does allow the runner to give a little bit more energy back with every stride. That's one of Nike's big things right now, is giving energy back to the runner, especially for a high caliber shoe like this, if you're doing major races. When it comes to the Tempo Next % shoe, there is a carbon fiber plate. It's a lot different than the Alphafly Next % shoe, but still same principle. It is going to be a little bit more flexible inside. And again, the whole purpose is to give energy back to the runner. One of the newest pieces of technology is going to be the Zoom Pods. So this is something that both shoes actually have. They both have the two Air Zoom Pods that are in the shoe. If you kind of look in there, you'll be able to see the Zoom technology to where when you step on it, it's going to absorb and then it's going to kick back to give you energy when it comes to the shoe. So overall, those are going to be the two big things. Obviously on the tread here on the bottom, you do notice that on the Alphafly Next % shoe, there's some tread back here, but it's a little bit different. up here, this is going to give you the grip on the road. You'll notice the Temp Next % shoe does have some similar grip, but it also has grip here in the back. So unlike the Alphafly Next % shoe, it doesn't. This has the more durable grip on the back. So if you didn't know, this shoe is for the more everyday common runner. You can tell by its price point and some of the technology into this, it's going to be more durable, so it is going to help last longer for the runner. When it comes to the Alphafly Next % shoe, this is geared towards people that want to do more high profile races, marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks. Can you wear it for an everyday runner? Potentially, but for a price point of $275 and the way the technology is built, you're probably going to want to hold out to use it more for races on race day. Now, when it comes down to both of these, what's my opinion of which one is better? The reality is it comes down to what you want to use it for as a runner. If you are a beginning runner and you're just looking to get into something and find a shoe that you like that's going to help you be better at what you do, more than likely I would go with the Temp Next % shoe. This is going to be a little bit more affordable and it's going to last you longer in the end. If you are an experienced runner and you're looking for a shoe on race day to help give you a little bit of a competitive advantage, then perhaps the Alphafly Next % is going to be the shoe that's going to work best for you. Now, this colorway is sold out. It's gone. It's one of the first ones for the Alphafly Next %, but they do have a couple still on the Nike app where you can finally buy these and they're not selling off the shelves. One of my big things at the beginning was the shoe was just so rare. It was going to be very, very hard for runners to get their hands on it when it comes to buying it resale from somebody else, or if you happen to luck out if they restock. The Temp Next % shoe is something that they were going to make mass wide, which they did. It's easily accessible. They have multiple colorways still on the Nike website, so it is geared towards more of the common runner. So again, if you are an advanced runner, you do a lot of marathons, you do a lot of half marathons, and you want a competitive edge, I would say that the Alphafly Next % shoe could be a great shoe for you if you do like running in Nikes. I will say I noticed with the Alphafly Next % shoe that it is very, very narrow and has a very, very high arch. So for me, I can feel it protruding into my arch when I run. And it's something that's very different for me. I do have narrow feet, but it's something that I was a little shocked, especially for the price point, that it didn't feel as good as I hoped it would. Now, when it comes to the Temp Next % shoe, when I put this on my foot for the first time, it felt perfect. It fit like a glove. I was very, very happy with the way the shoe felt. When I ran in both of these, you can definitely tell a difference with the Alphafly Next %. This cushion, the ZoomX foam in the back, it is a difference maker. I could tell right away. And with the fly plate, I did feel a lot more spring in my step. I could feel a little bit more balance, which was very interesting because I've never ran in anything like that. I will say for both of these, one of the huge downfalls is the Airpods. I hate to say that because I thought they were a super cool feature. I love that they have two built into the shoe, one on each side, just to kind of help absorb just that crashing down. But unfortunately, when it comes to Nike shoes, they have never done well with runners that have exposed air pockets. Some of the Air Maxes used to have, Air Max runners would have this all the way in the back, but it would be an exposed air bubble. Almost always they would pop. Some people would have great success with them, but most people did not. I will say, I used this shoe, and within 1 month of using it, I popped the Nike Air Zoom pod. And on my second run with my Temp Next % shoes, I was running on the road. I stepped on a small thistle. It penetrated this right here, and it actually popped my Zoom pod on these. So 2 for 2, I popped my Zoom pods, one at $275, one at $200. So I will say this, if you run on a treadmill a lot, you're probably not going to have this problem worrying about popping them. But if you do like to run outdoors, be very, very, very careful of where you run. I was running on a sidewalk out here in Scottsdale, Arizona, that just had some rocks and dirt on the sidewalk. which also happened to have a thistle from a tumbleweed, I'm guessing. I stepped on it and it popped it immediately. So for this kind of price point on both of these shoes, it's very disappointing to know that they're not as durable as they probably should be, considering the cost. So just beware if you are a newer runner or even an experienced one, that this is a problem that I have seen other runners having as well. Nike has tons and tons of great running shoes, all of which are at way better price points. Their Pegasus shoe typically runs about $120 USD, which is Old Faithful. It's been around for obviously 37 versions, and they're great for your feet. They're great running shoes, and they're very reliable. Nike does have their new Nike Infinity React run shoe, which is to help prevent injury. It's one of their shoes that they released over the last year, probably a year and a half now, that is supposed to help runners have a reduced injury rate, which is something that's really awesome. Again, we're looking at $150, somewhere around there. So for $275, again, hopefully you are an elite runner. I think at that point, it would probably be beneficial for you. But if you're looking to get into it, I would explore what Nike has to offer, because they do have a lot of quality shoes that are at a better price range than what both of these have here. So with that being said, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of either of these shoes. Is it something that you would like to pick up, or is it something that you're going to pass on? Also, if you haven't yet, again, hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to stay up to date on all future content. And until next time, YouTube, peace.